if something negative rears its head today, I allow myself to not have to deal with that negativity and just deal with positive. I will either turn the negative into something positive, and if that's just impossible, I'll just deal with something different. It's
right.
my choice when to have to deal with something negative, if I'm going to. But I find that my life is a lot better when I stay positive.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot better. I mean, life just, I don't know. Well, yes, I do know. Hell, it's a lot better.
I've been kind of meditating a bit lately on why do we allow ourselves to feel so crappy? Why do we allow ourselves to feel like we deserve to feel so crappy? Why do we allow ourselves to feel worthless? Why do we allow all of these things? We allow these things, and we do it to ourselves. No one else can do it to us. No. Other people may say things that create that doubt, but only because we allow it. For whatever reason, we have taken on a perception of somebody else and allowed it to change us in some way, to where we see ourselves as imperfect.
Exactly.
And, I've had a lifetime of dealing with those kind of things myself, and I'm just now starting to understand how I do create my reality. No one creates my reality but me, and I create that reality by what I perceive. And the more I experience things as I want it to be, the way I want it to be, instead of caring about how it is in this moment, other than enjoying whatever's happening in the moment.
Exactly.
Then I get to that space a lot faster. That, again, triggers that flow of allowing, so that the universe can flow freely and all of these things start falling in line. Things happen quickly. Things will happen suddenly. Transformations, physical, mental, emotional, all kinds of things will just, almost overnight. You'll see things just boom, 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 boom.
Well, you allow it to happen.
Exactly. Exactly.
And you've made that decision that you're going to allow it to happen, and it's a conscious decision most of the time. I would think.
Well, it is except that most people don't realize they're blocking themselves in that way, so they don't realize what they have to allow for it to flow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's where you really have to think about it. Like, even our bodies tell us, I don't have a lot of chronic, in fact, I really don't have any chronic pain anymore. None.
Good.
I used to.
Good.
But I dealt with a lot of guilt, a lot of fear, a lot of unwarranted feelings of responsibility that really weren't my responsibility. A lot of baggage, a lot of shit I just had to let go because it didn't serve me.
Right.
And it didn't change anything to carry it around. It didn't change anything to abuse myself with it. Everything was just junk. It was just stuff that could be gotten rid of.
I do.
So in being able to let that crap go, it opens up this whole new option for allowance and awareness of being able to see through all of that dark cloud of shit.
Yeah. Well, I've seen a lot of things pop up lately with me, but I don't know. I feel like I've just woken up from a 20-year nap. I've been in a fog. But anyway, I don't know, things that I allow in today are not things that are things that I probably would have prohibited vice versa. So, I don't know. I guess it depends where a person is in their life and what they really want and what they know they have to have, when they have to have it to succeed at whatever they're doing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, it goes right back to what we were saying. It's what we allow to happen in our lives. What are we going to allow to happen with our lives this week?
Exactly. And by allowing, it's literally aligning. Aligning is allowing. And when you align with that source, the source of all, the source of creation, the source of self, the source energy. We are all energy. We are actually bodies within an energy. I love that description. I got that recently. I used to think of it as we are energy in a body, but we are bodies in an energy.
Right.
And, our aura, our tori, the torus that around us, all of that, that's all in our energy field. So when you look at it like that, the one energy from which all energy flows is the source. And when we are fully connected with that, we can't be anything but happy and elated and joyous.
Oh, wow.
And that is alignment.
That's amazing.
That is allowing.
That's amazing. I'll say it again. Something has happened over the last year since I've allowed myself to be open again. I am probably the happiest person I know. I just don't know too many people as happy as I am.
I have really enjoyed learning how to be unconditionally happy.
Right?
I still have moments, but I don't have to stay in those moments very long. They definitely aren't more than just moments.
Right.
And I know what to do to get myself back in that space to where I'm back in the vibration that I really want to be in. I've become more addicted to the feeling of being in that higher vibration and that really awesome elation. It's like you can't find a substance to put you in that zone. You really can't.
You can't.
There isn't. There are some great substances that can put you in some pretty amazing places, but there is nothing in a physical experience that puts you in that state more than being in that vibrational level. It is like this ultimate, just tuned in, tapped in, turned on, buzzed, all lit up, all connected. But it's clear. There's clarity at the same time,
Exactly.
It's just, I love that feeling. That's the feeling.
Oh my God.
That is the feeling
that is a great description.
I've gotten my body addicted to, because that's what I want to feel all the time.
Right.
The excitement of life, the excitement of experience, the excitement and enjoyment and appreciation of others and of my experience.
That's what it's all about.
Exactly.
Because without that elation, I mean, I don't know, you and I, that's probably one of the things that you and I have in common. I think both of us see things from a positive side pretty much all the time. We, at least, I think that's what we're shooting for. Yeah. Anyway, and I think positive attracts positives. I think that's what I like about hanging out with you, Samantha.
Well, thank you. I enjoy the camaraderie too, because it's like even when I am a little kind of off, all I have to do is come hang out with you for a little bit, and I'll start feeling energized and feel so much better just, with all of us hanging out and everything.
Right.
So, yeah. And that's another thing. That is something that we do for each other as we congregate, as we allow ourselves to connect with others in the same space. Sometimes we do fluctuate, like any frequency that can be a little off or a little, you've got a frequency wave and something happens and it kind of gets a little warbled or something where the wave is a little disrupted.
Yeah.
And we all have a little disruption now and then. But that doesn't mean we can't even our frequency, our wave pattern right back out to what it's supposed to be and get rid of a wobble or whatever.
Exactly.
So when I started really looking at things from the point of energy, just breaking it all down, because I had been allowing a lot of dogma and a lot of other people's ideas to kind of point me in different directions, which was cool because I had a lot of interesting experiences, but at the same time I let some of them define what I found parts of to be true, but not like a total trueness in.
Okay.
And yet I still let a lot of their dogma define me and my experiences of things.
Can you give me an example of that?
Well, I was raised Southern Baptist. I converted to Episcopal just because I needed something that wasn't so harsh. And then from there, I've become a total esoteric. Completely into energy, and completely into the physics and the metaphysics and how it, that everything is energy. Energy is the all. The universe and everything that exists in the universe is all part of that one energy. So in that, everything is just a network of, it's kind of like, that flower of life thing that you see. It's one of the sacred geometry patterns where it's like all the circles that are all connected through all the circle points.
Of course.
That's literally it. I mean, that's the best way to describe what I'm talking about. It's just how that's all connected and how it's still all one circle with all these little circles connected within it. And that's my understanding of divinity and of our divinity and of how we are our own creators. We are co-creators within each other.
Of course,
and our perceptions of ourselves and each other and of everything. So if my perception is going to create anything, I want it to create beauty and joy and love. So that's where I focus things, and that's where I want to continue to focus things.
Samantha, that's wonderful.
Well, in doing that, I allow all the things that I truly want to come to me as well.
There you go.
And then that way I share them, because that's ultimately what most of us want, is to have more things that we can share with those that we enjoy sharing with.
Right.
Doing things for people that we just want to do things for.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever it is.
Makes you feel good, doesn't it?
Exactly. Just because it is enjoyable to be able to be giving and sharing, and to not come from a feeling or space of lack in that abundance. And so that's kind of the whole point. It doesn't matter what you're giving, what you're sharing, how much it is. As long as you're doing it, you still feel that same elation of the abundance and the feeling of the abundance. And so in that, the abundance continues to grow.
Of course you do.
Again, that's the attraction of allowing the feeling to be. Allow the feeling to be. And as you allow the feeling to be, then you're doing those things that you allow to make, to enhance that feeling of being that way. And in doing all of that, you actually have the things that allow you to continue to do more of that.
Well, there you go. I mean, it goes back to the same thing. Everything in our life is something that we've allowed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. We've allowed everything in our life to be here. And we've allowed every action to happen in our lives. And we've allowed every non-action to happen as well. So anything that you're wanting to happen, you just haven't manifested it. So, I guess we're responsible. We can't have it both ways.
Well, when we align with what we really want, instead of being focused on what we don't want, then that is when we allow it. So the more you align with the feeling of what you want and having what you want and being what you want and doing what you want, it'll happen.
That just makes sense.
That's how it manifests.
I love it.
That's how you allow it to manifest and be your life.
I love it. Oh
Me too.
my
Me
gosh.
too. I see it every day. Like I